Hello, and welcome to Heroes Explain. I am Bugs, and wow, I seem to just roll right into this voice. Anyways, um, I hope you guys like this. Well, I'm gonna be posting a picture of what the village sort of looks like in the layout and stuff, and how Cog's army was kind of set up. Anyways, yeah, I'm just get right into it. So. Uh, the village is called Sheffield, Sheffield, which is just the name I came up with. So yeah, if you see the pictures, you can see that the villagers build their own wall, and Cog has his own wall, thus making the supply going in and out tough. The blue dots, I don't know if you can see them properly on the pictures and stuff. But yeah, there's like the blue dots are a single unit, the red dots are another unit, the purple dots are a separate unit, and the green dots are a whole different unit. The greens are the archers. The blues are just the regular soldiers. The reds are the more heavily armored soldiers, and the purple or the special ops. So that's how he had it positioned. The cages that are like have like three groups, whatever near them. Those are where they kept the Maltese. Obviously, they had tents and stuff, but this is pretty much what the setup was at that night when Cog started his northern invasion on Sheerfeld and onward to the northern mountains. So, Cog talked to all of his generals over all the groups, and he wanted the archers to start potent like throwing shooting firing at uh the the buildings wherever. If you look on the map, you can see that there's some buildings, and those are located like on the cliff sides and whatever. So they had these towers up so they can shoot or warn whatever. They're like an early warning thing, but they also were designed for archers to shoot down below, outside of the village, down in the plains, whatever. And because it's a cliff, it's hard to climb and whatever. I'm not really doing a good job explaining all this. But yeah, as night fell, the people were still on edge, but slightly relieved as the northern forces arrived a day ago, and they felt really confident that the next day they'll go in, charge in, and like destroy Cog and wipe this attack off of the face of the earth and have them retreat or die. So some people were partying, some people were still at unease, and it just was a whole thing. Um, Cog said his told his men to set the motion in play. The archers started their volley of arrows onto the outposts that were sanctioned on the outskirts. Sorry, something was in my throat. Anyways, as the archers continuously shot arrow after arrow after arrow onto the outposts, the people started doing cover fire, but due to it being a moonless night, it was very dark and hard to see. And Cog ordered all the men to never had like to extinguish all the lights and have no light when the sun set. So when the sun set, their eyes could adjust to the darkness, and they wouldn't be uplifted by any candle flames or whatever inside their own camp, and the enemies couldn't see them. So the archers just kind of shoot in the general area and of the outposts, while the outpostmen have no clue where they are and blindly firing into the dark. Um, they thought it was strange how they like it. It was strange for them. They knew that the archers only through the entire thing would only fire at the outposts if the outposts started firing at them. But now this is the first time ever that the archers actually took the initiative and attacked first. So there was a moment of unsteadiness on the far right outpost. One of the commanders felt this unease and told one of his soldiers uh, to go and relay a message to some of the scouts to check the mountainsides. And the scout at first was just the person was at first was just like it's suicide to try and climb up these unstable like cliffs at night, let alone without like the moon lighting their way, then they could just grab rocks and fall to their deaths. But either way, he went and told the scouts. So the scout, the right side had scouts starting to comb the area, and they send a guy on horseback to go to the other side and relay the message to the left. But as he started to pull up closer to the left side, it grew more and more quiet. A sense of unease ran through his entire body, knowing that something terrible has happened. Once he reached the cabins, he realized that they were not being pelted with arrows, nor have they even, there's not a sign of a single arrow being fired at it. The person quickly looked around, trying to find at least someone, but nobody was there. Then, as he walked around outside, checking to see if there was any footprints or signs of any sort of struggle or anything, something snuck up behind him and stabbed him, running through, digging deep into his side. He looked behind him and saw a hideous monster, teeth, fangs, his fur as white as the moon, glistening eyes of death and wrath. As it as it went for his throat, biting into it, blood spattered, and the guy couldn't yell or scream, hopelessly just dying as he bleed out. As this monster teared into him. What happened was Cog released a pack of multis onto the left side to have them climb the mountains. Due to them having really good eyesight, they could easily scale it as if it was daytime. He set order. Man, so I didn't explain this, but there are guys that are there that are like one man is usually for oversees a pack, and he usually just tries to control them as much as possible. God gives the pack's leaders, the Grafers, the orders and stuff, and like tells them, and then with the whistles and voice and whatever I said, I think it was a speech pattern, and then some dude would follow them and try to keep up and just pretty much oversee and make sure they're doing it not just sporadically. Anyways, that was the first person they killed with a bunch of blood being spilled all over because the other guys before they snuck in and stabbed them and then carried the bodies away, leaving like no trace of a single person being there. And then, yeah. So the entire left side of the outpost falled. As the scouts were scouting around the east side, they the volley of arrows slowly died down and stopped. As this was going on, the once the person on the right side realized what was happening and why they stopped, he ordered all of his men to quickly go and regroup inside the village, abandoning all the outposts on the right, and retreat back into the village and prepare for a giant inside war on the village. Gathering all his troops, he quickly rushed, but it was too late. So after the right outposts had fallen, the Maltese quickly maneuvered their way into the cave. So there's a cave system. I hope that you can see, and they started to just hide in there and waited. And one of the dudes, so they brought an extra dude to relay the message. Um, that they took over the outpost. So the dude went back down pretty much and like told them that the left was conquered, and then they started their push onto the main gates. What they did was they pushed the normal soldiers since they were right there, and the heavy armored soldiers to like go first. They went and started charging the gates, and of course they were met with retaliation. And after like a few seconds of clashing and banging of soldiers fighting each other, a few minutes, I didn't mean to say seconds, a few minutes of fighting over the gates, the right was falling back to help out the city, and that's when Cog released all the multis. So only 2 packs went into the cave system. He had uh, 4 more packs. He had 6 packs in all, I think, if I remember correctly. And he released all the other 4 packs to charge the gates. Now, these things run like leopards. They're really fast, really agile, and they quickly climbed over their own soldiers, jumping over and like attacking the other side, instantly scaling the walls and jumping down on the soldiers on the other side. The men slowly broke apart because I explained earlier that each squad has like I think it was 13. Yeah, 13 multis in it. So 1 gray and 12 silvers and whites in it. So whatever, 13 times 4 is how many multis were there charging it. They instantly sliced through every armor and was killing everyone. As the right outpost archermen finally arrived, it was mostly already too late. The front gates were breached and the armies were pushing in. And the men started to evacuate everybody into the main fortress, which is the center thing with all the walls and stuff. So everybody was gathering there. The right side was pushed to the smaller outpost to the right. As you can see, there's an outpost there, and then there's another walled off area outpost thing in the back. So a majority of the people were in the middle one, and some of them evacuated into the further one. The soldiers that just arrived from the northern mountains, whatever, they didn't have enough sleep. They've been mostly marching for the last couple of days and stuff. So even though they had more men, those men were pretty much useless. The not Equis, the Maltese just quickly darted in and out of areas and like in between buildings, climbing over buildings, breaching everything with ease, slicing and stabbing, piercing and cutting and biting, slowly killing soldier after soldier, while normal soldiers from Cog's army slowly poured through and would finish off the stragglers or attack some that were actually doing pretty well against Maltese. Um, Once they breached the main walls, they pretty much Cog's men started to go into the houses and buildings and structures near the front walls. Um, the Maltese two packs split apart. No, not two packs. Oh, sorry, my dog is whimpering. Elvis, what are you doing? Elvis, why did you go outside? I was better outside. Let's just get outside. Anyways, okay, so 3 packs of Maltese went the left side, still going around clearing buildings, killing people that haven't made it into the buildings, and darting in and out of the buildings and structures, and dodging the arrow fire from the people on the in the fortresses and whatever. Um, 1 pack went left, and as they were sweeping through, some of the men, feeling confident, decided to charge out and attack the pack. These were some of the more elite of the men. As they went out, as I mentioned before, a pack were staying inside the cave. What they did was they went in and killed a bunch of the soldiers. So sometimes they would, when this village was attacked, they would send soldiers and have them rest in the cave and whatever, then come out and then do an attack, or send villagers into the caves to flee through the mountain cave system. Well, the 2 packs had 2 goals: to destroy the outposts and to kill everyone in the cave. Once they were done with that, they were supposed to wait for a good opportunity to attack. What was that beep? Oh, I think that's the dishwasher. Or is it the fridge? Okay, whatever. Um, the 2 packs came out of the caves and joined the 1 pack, and they went and they crushed the foolish men who tried to kill 1 pack. There was a blackout, a brief blackout, so that explains the beeping. Okay, so I'm just explaining Cog's conquest over Sheerfelt. Yeah. 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 Anyways, the attack of Sheerfelt. The first battle Cog did with the Maltese. Yep. As they went and made sure that everyone inside the village that are not inside the fortress, like anybody that's not inside the fortress, was killed. Then they regrouped. Cog had his men gather around the bigger fortress and set the Maltese to destroy the smaller two. A pack of a pack of three to each one, with his special units attacking like with all of his units and groups of men attacking the main fortress. Cog, being who he is, goes and charges the front gate. So yeah, this is yeah. Anyways, imagine this: a wall, like giant stone wall, wooden gates, and multiple men with arrows. Colton, I firing at this 7 foot beefy dude covered in armor plating, and all he has is just like a battering ram, kind of, you know. It's just him holding this battering ram, and he charges it, and the arrows proved to be futile. His armor's like was way too thick and strong that it would just couldn't pierce. It's pretty much like armor plating, and there's no way an arrow would pierce a tank or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, it was like made out of iron, and he single-handedly charged up to it and just ran the gate, blow after blow, smashing into it until the ram kind of broke on him. Then he just used his fist to just tear and pull at it. And as soon as he like got a gap, they started trying to pierce him with spears and arrows. But he didn't have it that way. He's like, no, nah, and drawed his sword and would like rip the spears out of their hand and chuck them in, or like pull his sword and just stab them if they're close enough until he finally broke through. Once he broke through, um, he was met by multiple men, all attacking him, but his soldiers started to pour in behind him as soon as he breached the gates and started to pour in. And yeah, they put up a fight. Cog lost a handful of squads and groups of men. The fight lasted until dawn. And once dawn rose, Cog stand victorious as the entire city was in ruins, either burning or destroyed. He didn't kill all of the people. He pretty much just left the women and children alive and then sealed them inside the caves. He grabbed some of the pretty much scaredy cats of the groups, the afraid, the scared men, the cowards, if you would like, yeah, cowards is the word I was looking for. And he brought them along for more experimentation subjects. After spending 3 days there, they set out to conquer the next outpost to continue onwards to the northern mountains so he can lay claim to them and get Litanium. Anyways, so that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, leave a like. If you hate it, then leave a dislike. If you think if you have some stuff on your mind that you want to say to me, leave it in the comments down below. I'm yeah. This is just my hobby. This is my hobby, not my job. If I become popular and start gaining money from it, I will probably do it more often. I'd probably hire an artist to like draw all this stuff because this is just awful. Yeah. The next video I'm gonna do about Robert Dementio. Yeah, because I just recently got Dementio drawed out. I hired somebody to draw a picture of Dementio, and I think it looks awesome. So I'm gonna do an episode of Robert, so I can show the picture off and be all like, yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoy next time. See you all next month, unless I something happens, you know? Life is busy, this is a hobby, and whatever. So, see you all next time. Bubs out.